Greetings, brothers and sisters. I would like to pilfer a few minutes of your time to address the relationship between black slave rebel Nat Turner, the utilization of higher energy, and black progress in the U.S. In this commentary, the words energy and vibration are interchangeable. First, I would like to start with a few facts about Nat Turner, courtesy Wikipedia. I might add, I am not the biggest fan of Wikipedia, but since the information it has regarding Nat Turner is undisputed, it will suffice for this commentary. Nathaniel Nat Turner, October 2nd, 1800 through November 11th, 1831, was an American slave who led a slave rebellion in Virginia on August 21st, 1831 that resulted in 60 white deaths and at least 100 black deaths, the largest number of fatalities to occur in one uprising prior to the American Civil War in the southern United States. He gathered supporters in Southampton County, Virginia. Turner was convicted, sentenced to death, and hanged. In the aftermath, the state executed 56 blacks accused of being part of Turner's slave rebellion. 200 blacks were also beaten and killed by white militias and mobs reacting with violence. Across Virginia and other southern states, state legislators passed new laws prohibiting education of slaves and free blacks, restricting rights of assembly and other civil rights for free blacks, and requiring white ministers to be present at black worship services. Now, as these details make painfully clear, Nat Turner's rebellion was disastrous for blacks and even whites. I certainly understand and empathize with Turner's disdain for slavery, but I regret his method for dealing with it. I'll explain why. Richard Allen and Absalom Jones started the Free African Society in Philadelphia in 1787, which also included several other freed blacks such as Samuel Bastion, Cesar Cranchell, Cato Freedman, and Joseph Johnson. Benjamin Banneker did most of his great work starting around 1790. These are a few of Nat Turner's immediate black predecessors who served as examples of the use of higher energy to address slavery. I will explain what I mean by higher energy shortly. If Turner was aware of these prominent blacks and their remarkable work, it is unfortunate that he did not give them his greatest consideration. Had he done so, he may have chosen a more improved, thus much less devastating course for dealing with slavery. Since he did not, look at what manifestation proved from his actions. Blacks were no freer after Turner's rebellion than they were before. In fact, as the information from Wikipedia clearly demonstrates, the screws of slavery were turned even tighter in the aftermath of Turner's rebellion. Now, when I speak of higher energy, I am referring to an individual's conscious activation of harmonious vibrations to achieve harmony and unity, using only corollary principles to achieve harmony and unity. In other words, once an individual activates his will to achieve harmony and unity, in, through, and by principles akin to harmony and unity, an intelligent and constructive way for dealing with the individual's challenges will thus be presented to the individual. Perhaps our brother Nat Turner was dominated by frustration and anger, which would have impaired his ability to think and act rationally, thus preventing him from activating constructive mental and emotional vibrations. But I don't want to speculate too much about Turner's mental or emotional state. I want to concentrate most heavily on what we should learn from his actions and what was manifested from them. Today, many blacks in the U.S. are frustrated and angry about today's racial climate, just like I surmise Nat Turner was about the racial climate of his day. But, my brothers and sisters, history is such a great teacher. Turner did not have the benefit of researching history the way we do today. So we have no excuse for not knowing what was accomplished before us and the methods used for the accomplishments. Please listen to me very carefully, my brothers and sisters. At no point in our history in the U.S. have we ever made any progress at all in the cause against prejudice, racism, white supremacy, or whatever name you dub it, in, through, and by the use of violent force. Never. I might also add that emotional tactics like crying, begging, pleading, and moaning and groaning have been equally ineffective. We have only, I repeat, only been able to make real progress in this country in, through, and by the activation of our higher mental and emotional energy. Our history is replete with those whose work prove this, such as Sojourner Truth, Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Oprah Winfrey, Dr. Charles Richard Drew, George Washington Carver, Madam C.J. Walker, Bill Cosby, Dr. Ben Carter, the Tuskegee Airmen, astronaut Mae Jemison, Dr. Patricia Bath, Stevie Wonder, Muhammad Ali, Dr. David M. Berry, Jackie Robinson, Arthur Ashe, Martin Luther King, Bob Marley, and many, many more I haven't the time to list. Through aspiration and self-discipline, aspiration and self-discipline, aspiration and self-discipline, these individuals had revealed to them constructive ways of dealing with the challenges they acquired. The progress these and other enlightened blacks made in the U.S. in the areas of science, medicine, mathematics, armed forces, agriculture, social services, sports, music, and humanitarianism, among other areas, is a manifestation of the use of their higher energy. My brothers and sisters, we must raise our energy, or vibration if you will, above the reproductive glands, or chakras as some may refer to it. We must raise our vibration above the adrenal glands. We must yet get our energy above the pancreas gland, and at the very least, raise our energy to our heart or thymus gland, because that is the seat of our constructive emotional vibrations, if you will, such as love, care, compassion, consideration, and empathy. But let's not stop there. We must also become students of life. Therefore, work diligently to raise your vibration until you get to the higher glands. Once we do so, we can activate within us great mind force. You may be asking yourself, Brother Osiris, how do I raise my energy to achieve great mind force, as you put it? For the sake of brevity, let it suffice to say that the will is the way. What you will to do cannot be hindered by anyone. And once you activate your will for constructive purposes, you will raise your vibration. Forgive me for my brevity, but this particular video is not meant to be an exhaustive examination of the 7 glands. Now, although both are very important, let's not confuse great mind force, as I deem it, with brain power. When I say mind force as an aspect of higher energy, I am not merely referring to one who can answer a bunch of Jeopardy questions or quote Shakespeare. Those would be aspects of brain power as I would have it. However, one who activates great mind force, which means harmony and unity, is his primary objective. That individual will also have great brain power as well, which is the case with every individual mentioned. Now, the following individuals were all considered very articulate, influential, and or smart, but they did not activate their higher mental faculties for the sake of harmony and unity. Diabolical individuals such as Hitler, Pol Pot, Idi Amin, Ted Kaczynski, the DC Sniper, David Koresh, Jim Jones, Charles Manson, and countless other so-called smart individuals. So, I say to all of my black brothers and sisters here in the U.S., don't let frustration and anger prevent you from raising your vibration as high as you can so that you become constructive instruments for real improvement in this country. Again, let history be your example. Let history be your example. Thank you for your time and consideration. Love and harmony, Brother Osiris.